In this chapter, we're going to see how to create a service and how to run some code in the background. You need to know that there are two kinds of services. The unbounded services, they run indefinitely, and the bounded services, they only run for the lifespan of the calling activity. What we're going to do now is creating a simple application with only two buttons, start and stop. When clicking on start, in the background, we will play some music. So we will need to create a service for that. Let's start. File, new Android project, service demo, Android 2.1, package name com.boxisland, first activity, service demo. Okay, here it is. So I'm going to start with the layout, and I'm gonna add here two buttons. Button, wrap content. Whoops, this is going here. Layout with, let's say, fill parent. We'll need an ID for sure. This is gonna be start. Some text, start. And we've got our first button. Now the second one. I'll make the ID start like this and stop like this. Okay, perfect. Now we are going now in the source file in the package com.voxisland. Here it is. And of course here I'm going right here I'm going to create my two buttons. Start button. So of course it's a button. Find view by ID of r.id. This one is start, and this one is stop. Stop button, stop. Now I'm going to create two on-click listener. Dot set on-click listener, new on-click listener, and import the on-click class, and yes please add the unimplemented method. And here we're going to start the service, so we'll do that later. And I will of course implement another on-click listener for the stop button. And here we're going to stop the service. So now it's about time to create this service. Of course, a service is a class. So here in this package, I'm going to ask for a new class. Here it is. And the source folder is okay, the package is okay. The name, I'm gonna name it my service. The superclass, it's going to be a service. So it's gonna be Android, and we can browse, of course. So usually it's android.app, but here it's going to be android.service, and that's it. Click on finish, and I can open my service.java. So here I already have a public method implemented, iBinder, onBind with an intent, and I'm going to override two other methods. The first one will be public void onCreate. onCreate. And here I want to create a toast message. The context is going to be this. The text is going to be my service created, and the duration, let's do toast.length short, and let's not forget the .show. And here, when the service is created, I can instantiate a media player because we will need to play some music. So let's define this media player somewhere here. So it's an object, media player. Let's call it simply player. I'm importing that guy. Done. So now I will prepare everything. Player equal media player dot create. The context is this, and now I can provide a song. It's a resource. We'll take care of that in just a minute. And we're also going to say that we do not necessarily want this player to be looping, so we're going to do that. Set looping at false. So now let's take care of this resource here. I'm going here to, in resource, I'm going to create a new folder. So new folder, and I will call it row. That's where I'm going to put my music. Perfect. And now I'm going to drag and drop a piece of music. An MP3 file would be fine. Okay, I'm not sure you've seen it, but I just did that. I dropped here MP3 file. It's called cendrillon.mp3. So now here I can access r.row.cendrillon. Here it is. That's perfect. So that's the onCreate of this service. No need to play anything. Just be ready. Start a media player. Set it on this piece of music, and that's fine. But now we're going to override the public void onStart method. Okay, so here we're going to receive an intent, and of course, have you seen that in the previous chapter, a start ID. Here it's time to maybe create another toast message. I will just copy that here and then place on music. So my service created, and now my service started, and we'll just ask the player to start. It's as simple as that. And I'm saving. So here I've created a service, and I'm going in the Android manifest file. And I'm going to let the system know about this service. So after the piece here, the application and the activity section here, after activity, so I don't need any space here. After activity, I will just create a service tag with an Android enabled equal true. Of course, we want to be able to use this service, and we need to provide a name for this service, and here it's the name of the class, my service. End of the service. We're done in this Android manifest file. Now we just have to start and stop this service with the buttons and test it, making sure that everything is working fine. So let me go back in service demo.java. Here, now how to start the service. Okay, so we're going to create an intent, and we're going to use also the start service method. We need to provide an intent, so it's a new intent. So the context here, let's do x66 and go back on this later. And the service, we're going to provide the class directly, my service.class. And here let's take care of this x66. So I need this, but not the this on set on click listener, this that I'm gonna save here. So let's create right here a context, and let's name it save this equal this, so that we can use it. We can use it right here. And stopping the service is gonna be exactly the same thing with the stop service method. Here we go. So I think it's about time to test. Make sure that you are, when you try to run, you are really in the service demo.java and not in my service.java. That would not make any sense. Here we go. So I'm unlocking the emulator, and we have our application. If I click on start, I don't know if you can hear it, but we had some music playing, and we had our two toast messages. Now if I click on stop, nothing's happening. So let me close the emulator and go back here and see what's wrong. Well, actually here we have overridden an onCreate and an onStart method. We have prepared a media player and we have started a media player. We never stopped the media player. That's what we're going to do here, overriding a last method, which is onDestroy, called, of course, when we destroy the service. And we're gonna do here player stop. Let's try again now. There he is. We can click on start. We have some music. The service has started. If we click on stop, the player stops. So this means that today we have killed two birds with one stone. We have seen how to create a service and run something in the background. We have seen how to play some music, and consequently we have seen how to play some music in the background.